Welcome back to another episode of CombatX with Alan Dawson, brought to you by Swerve Combat on the Roku channel 243 and other fast channels like Fubo, Vizio, Sling and Prime Video. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please drop us a like, hit the subscribe and turn notifications on, because it means we can keep growing the channel and you get alerts when a new fight highlight drops, because we've got BKFC on the channel, we've got PFL on the channel, and now we've got one of the best fighters on the planet for me across all combat disciplines. In the fight game, it's not just about starting fights, it's how you finish them. And my next guest is one of the most brutal finishers in the world. This is CombatX Dakota Ditcheva. Welcome to the show, champ. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're around 16 or 17 episodes into this show. I'm based in the US, and I think all of the guests so far have been American. So you're my first British guest. So between the both of us, we can really English it up right now.
Oh, I love that. And plus, as well, I'd love to hear an English accent too, because everyone that interviews me is always American.
You spent a lot of your time in the US. I know you're an athlete, so you might not eat this stuff, but have you ever tried American chocolate?
I mean, which type?
Hershey's is awful. I think we need to have an intervention with the Americans, and they need to up their, chocolate confectionery game.
And the food's horrible as well. Like, it's so greasy. The portions are always massive, and yeah, no, I'm not a fan of the American food for sure.
If you were gonna, I think we've still got a little bit of a bad rep in Britain amongst Americans. If you were gonna turn people at PFL and American Top Team around and showcase the best of British food, what would you show them?
My mum just came over recently and I got her to bring beans over, like English beans, and we had beans on toast. So I mean, try that.
I love that you showcase beans on toast.
Honestly, right, they were like, beans on toast. I was like, yeah, this is like a dish that pretty much every British family will have literally once a week. But I don't know, I mean, are you from down south? Because you would probably say pie, mash and liquor, right?
Yes, yeah. I'm just out. I grew up just outside London on the northwest side, and then I lived most of my time in the southeast as well. So yeah, pie, mash, liquor was, for sure something that would come up.
A Yorkshire pudding. They don't have a clue what a Yorkshire pudding is. We could go forever.
I think two things that America has over Britain, which is why I like living here, weather and landscape. Have you gotten to travel much in the States? Have you been mostly in Florida? What are your favorite spots when you're over in the US?
Yeah, no, I have been able to travel, but only during fight week, so I don't really get to explore much food. That's the only thing. You get to explore the area, but I'm always on a diet when I go there. But I suppose they're quite lucky because they can fly 2 hours, be in a different state and it be like a different country, whereas we've got to fly far to get into a different country, right? So they can literally stay in America and be able to experience everything, which is pretty cool. That's what I quite like.
I think that's one thing that's definitely changed by, when you're not in America, you hear Americans don't travel, but then when you are here, it's I don't think you need to, because of, like you say, I've spent most of my time in the Southwest, but even just going from California alone, you've got forests, mountains, beaches, national parks. California's got everything just in that one state.
Yeah, it's true. They're very lucky in that aspect for sure, but then they haven't been out the country. Still, they've been to a different state, but they've not been out the country like us, so it's different.
With the American Top Team, what's the things you've learned the most since training there? I've not been to that gym yet, but it's got such a reputation of developing champions, grooming killers. What do you think's been the biggest learnings and takeaways from your time when you've had camps over there?
Oh my God, there'd be too many to mention, but I would say the girls in there, there's so many girls in the UK. I was training with all boys, probably one girl, that's it. That's a massive difference for me. Size of the gyms as well, that's another thing that's different in America, is the gyms are huge, whereas in the UK we're always in a little kind of secluded area. But I think the level on the mat as well, it's crazy to come over here and be on the same mat as like you said, Kayla Harrison, Pantoja, Justin Poirier. When do you ever go into a gym and be able to work with fighters like that? Is crazy. So for me, I think that's the big thing, is that the level on the mat is you're humbled every single day for sure.
Well, what do you think about this potential fight that's simmering between Kayla and Amanda Nunes?
Oh man, I don't want to see it. I really don't want to see it, because I feel like they're both goats. Kayla's career and the way everything's planned out for her is perfect. I feel like she's accomplished everything. For me, she's accomplished everything that she possibly can. She doesn't need to do anything else, but obviously for her, she wants that. So I understand that. And then the same for Amanda. I feel like she doesn't need to come back either. Like, she's smashed everything, you know? She's a GOAT already, so both of them are GOATs. They don't need to do it, but I get it. They want to settle it, and I will probably be the same one day when I meet someone in my division that's kind of the same, so I get it.
You're not going to want to say who wins, are you?
Oh, hell no. No, and I don't want to see the fight either, so that's all I'm going to say. But one thing I will say is what a fight is going to be for women's MMA. Like, it's literally going to be the biggest fight that they've ever done, that we're possibly going to see in years, so it's going to be a massive moment for women's MMA for sure.
I feel like this, like we could have that in boxing as well, because we've got the trilogy bout between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. So if we have both these fights this year, it's such like a landmark milestone in women's combat sports. You know, have you got interest in women's boxing? You know, have you been following like Taylor and Serrano's rivalry?
Yeah, I have actually. I have. I was a big Katie Taylor fan as well. Like, I feel like she could have retired ages ago. I don't know why she didn't. You know, she had nothing else to prove for sure. She's older now, so I feel like there's no reason for her to still be fighting now. But I get it. You know, it's so hard for fighters to let go of this sport, and that's why we see so many people come back when we say, "Oh, we're retired." Like, no, we're not retired. We're coming back and doing another one. It's hard to let go. I get it. The adrenaline, like, people won't understand when people ask us like, "Oh, why do you fight?" We get this feeling that like is very, very hard to replace when we retire. It's something that's indescribable, and I feel like that's what happens with a lot of fighters. They struggle to find that feeling anywhere else, and that's why they want to keep going. So I get that as well.
Do you think at some point some fighters might need to be saved from themselves? Like Mike Tyson came back at 57 and Pacquiao was coming back at 46. Mike Tyson might be 58. So we're kind of seeing this trend of older. I think we're also seeing a trend of fighters being able to compete into their 40s, but maybe when you're at the back end of your 40s and well into your 50s, then I don't know. It was awkward viewing, uncomfortable viewing, watching Mike with Jake Paul.
That was not something I enjoyed watching at all, for sure. I feel like we definitely need saving from ourselves. Or there needs to be like, it's hard to put an age limit on it because everyone's different at different ages, but I feel like there has to be some kind of limit where they're not licensed to fight, because watching Tyson fight again was just not something I wanted to see for sure. Definitely not.
Yeah. I mean, with you, you know, going through your highlights, you're a real nasty piece of work. What have Fought Women done to you?
Nothing. Nothing, honestly.
That makes it worse.
Yeah, I know, that is what makes it worse. I'm just like, when I like step into the cage, I like turn into somebody else. So this person that you sat interviewing right now, she wouldn't be able to tell you what happens, but if you ask me a different time, maybe I'll answer it. I don't know, but honestly, I don't know what happens. I just kind of switch, my eyes change, and I turn into someone else.
The win over Talia Santos was nasty. I always think body shots are like more savage to finish someone with a body shot than a knockout punch to the head, because I think that, you know, maybe might be slight embarrassment. You might not know where you are, and, you know, but you can recover. Yeah, you know, you can walk out the ring, you know, more times than not, but with a body shot. I don't know. I did very, very low level boxing when I was still in London, and I only was down maybe 2 or 3 times, but 2 of the times were from body shots. And one of those times I was still hurting for maybe even a month. Like, my wife would put her arm around me and I'd be like, no. And that's what you did to Talia, though.
It's true. I've done it a few times. I've had a few stoppages with that body shot, and it definitely takes your soul for sure. But the funny thing is, like, a few seconds later, you are able to sit up, I suppose, or a few minutes later. And then it almost feels like you kind of just gave up, and you're like, why did I give up? But like, at the time, it definitely takes your soul.
What's been your most satisfying win out of your fights to date?
Probably the Jenna Bishop fight, which was the 3rd fight in the tournament, just because she talked so much shit and she'd give me so much, like, her and her teammates are like commenting on everything, and they were like, throughout the whole tournament, they were just saying like, oh, she's had like the easy route and this, that, and the other, and it was just a really satisfying win to be able to like knock her out the way I did with that knee. But then obviously beating Taylor Santos was a big moment for me. I think a very big point in my career as well, where a lot of things changed. So I would say that was a big one as well.
There's a real turning point last year, I think, with you. Like, you were the breakout performer of the year. I think I saw that with a few of the websites. Did it feel like a turning point for you last year?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the one thing I did notice, with the fact that I gained a lot of respect online. Felt like I was kind of taken serious at that point. Beforehand, a lot of the comments were like, oh, you know, she's not fighting anymore, she's not proving herself, and like, she's not as good as everyone makes out, and all that kind of stuff. And then it all changed, and it was like, oh, maybe we should start taking her a little bit serious now. So, and that's all I wanted. I just wanted to be taken serious. I didn't want everyone to be like, oh, she's the best, like this, that, and the other. I just wanted to be in the mix. I wanted to be one of those fighters that everyone was like, you know, she's got something here. And I feel like I gained that, so I was happy with it.
It's like, reminds me of that saying, like, it takes X amount of years to become an overnight sensation, which I think is pretty true of you. The amount of years grinding your craft and, you know, being able to perform like you did in 2024. But really, that was all the process of, you know, the Muay Thai and the MMA all coming together. And
for sure, like, that's what people don't get. They feel like it's just that one fight that kind of switched everything, but it's actually the hours and hours and hours of work that you've put in over the years, like all accumulated to that. And that's why people probably don't understand why it means so much to fighters sometimes, is because like we put our whole lives into it 24/7. Like every single second we sacrifice so much. So that's why it's always it feels a bit bittersweet for us.
you've got the Lady Samurai on July 19th. What do you make of your next opponent? And, you know, how we're about a month away. You know, we're doing this interview now about 4 or 5 weeks away. But, you know, how do you feel like, you know, how do you feel like you've got your beating of your next opponent?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good matchup. She's, I mean, she's 8-1. Nobody can say that she's not proven herself for sure. So I hope everyone's taking this fight serious for the both of us. I definitely have, you know. I've seen her around last year in the tournament because I think she was a backcut for one of us a few times. Super nice girl, but obviously I turned her to someone else when I fight, so I'm not going to say anything else on that. But yeah, I think it'll be a good matchup anyway. Two strikers. She might want to wrestle a little bit, but I'm sure we'll be able to exchange a little bit in the centre of the cage and put on a good performance. And it'll be nice to go to South Africa as well. Be the first to kind of launch it over there and do something that's going to go down in history, I suppose.
Do you think you'll be able to stay a few days afterwards to enjoy the area? Or do you think it'll be like what you said earlier in the show, where you're there on fight week and then you kind of, you know, after the fight's done, you're on to the next one?
Well, that was my plan, yeah, because my family want to go and do a safari while we're over there. So they're definitely going to stay do a few days and do that. I was going to, but I have a few like work commitments that I have to be back for now. So I'm going to miss on that, unfortunately. Well, I'm sure I'll get plenty of other experiences and times to do it. So yeah, but my family are definitely going to go and do a safari.
Yeah, that'd be. Me and my wife, we did a safari in Tanzania, which is on the east coast of Africa.
Nice to talk about, yeah.
Amazing. But when we were there, we heard South Africa was like, man, that had the reputation as one of the best safaris. But we saw everything when we were there. I think there's the big 5 of animals, and we saw them all. But yeah, it's a once in a lifetime experience. It's a shame we didn't miss it.
I know, I'm so gutted because it's something I've wanted to do as well, but it's what it is. I'm sure I'll have plenty of other experiences to be able to do.
Yeah.
And I've just got to kind of be grateful I get to go there anyway and still experience it.
I mean, talking of like experiences in combat sport, can I guess your dream venue to fight in?
The Etihad, one day, Manchester, the Etihad, we'll have it there.
That'd be amazing.
We'll have the full City team, we'll have Pep there watching.
I was going to say, like, imagine having Pep and Erling in the front row.
Oh, hell yeah. I might even have Pep in the corner. I might have him walk me out.
Oh my God, that was like literally my next question. What, like, you know, with Guardiola being such like a quality coach in soccer, when it comes to like winning mentality and other things, there's surely transferable things that an elite coach in that sport would be able to teach a fighter. You know, what do you think Pep would be like in a corner?
It's true, actually. Pep's very strategic as well, and very like about mindset and things like that. So I feel like he would probably be quite a good little person to have in the corner. So definitely, we make that happen one day. He'll walk me out before he retires.
Who would be the dream opponent?
Oh, I don't know. Whoever the best girl is at that time.
Yeah, nice. I like that.
It'll sneak it a big fight if we're fighting like that. Yeah, it needs to be worth it for sure.
Have you ever had like one eye on, because you're undefeated, and have you ever had one eye on Khabib Nurmagomedov and Floyd Mayweather? What do you think about staying undefeated at all?
100%, yeah. People always say to me like, oh, there's always someone that'll beat you, like you'll always get beat at one point, but who says? Like, why do people say that? Why are you accepting that, oh, I'm going to get beat at one point? That's not the mentality you should have. Like, of course it can happen. If it happens, but that's not something I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about going undefeated and being like 15-0, 30-0, 60-0. Like, I'm not thinking about that one loss on my record and accepting it. No way. I don't think like that. Don't know about other fighters, but hell no. It's not going to happen for me.
I'm still like, I get why Khabib stopped when he did, but I was really thinking he was going to go to 30-0 just to have, Floyd was 50. I don't know, there's just something about the round number, isn't there? But yeah, you're well on your way to, like you say, getting 15-0 and then, from there 20-0. But then it comes back to what we said earlier in the show, knowing when to get out. You're still young, you're going to achieve so many more things in the sport, but yeah, I think that's the key, knowing when to get out to stay undefeated. I think fighters sometimes, more so in boxing, you come back for one more fight and then you lose that.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as well, sometimes it's the money, of why people do it. Like they see the money and they want to keep earning and things like that. And obviously when you get to a high level, you do earn a lot of money in a fight. So when you've not seen that for a while, it can be a little bit of panic mode, especially if you haven't got a backup or you haven't, sorted something else to go into. But I don't know, I feel like you definitely have a time. My mum was really good at that. She was obviously world champion in Thai boxing, kickboxing. And a few of the people that she used to train with in her time, like, come back and fought recently. She's like, people just can't let it go. Like, she let it go. She was then a police officer. She had kids, so she was a mom. She's got her own gym going on now. Like, you have to be able to, like, go into different things and still be able to live your life and not feel like you're wasting away. I feel like some people find it hard to do that and find it hard to find something else.
Oh man, your mum's sounds like an incredible woman. Top tier athlete, and then successful in another sport and successful in a home life as well.
Yeah, definitely. She's a very big role model for a lot of people, though, on the thing, for sure. But that's probably how I turned out so level-headed and focused and stuff, because the way she was, so.
Is one of the things that we're going through, like your Instagram and seeing your past interviews, like fashion seems like a big thing, with your passions. We see it every now and then, but like it does kind of be a way to promote a fight as well. Are there any fighters you have in mind where you think that was great drip? Like Conor McGregor's "fuck you" pinstripe suit just kind of broke the internet for a while. Is there anyone that really sticks in your mind who's got like either really bad or really good, dress sense?
Just everyone. I notice things like that. So I notice when people have like planned the outfits for fight week, for sure, because I kind of do the same thing. So like, you'll find even like just the smallest things, but was it Adesanya, or it might have been like Usman that put in like this multicolored African shirt, like that was crazy, but it was at the same time very much like he planned that outfit. Like that's not something he wears on a day-to-day, like you knew that he'd like planned that for fight week. Just things like that show your personality, I think, is a major thing. Sticking on like Kayla Harrison always looks super cute fight week. She's always got like certain outfits planned out, and I'm always like, oh, she looks so pretty. And she gets in the cage and kills everyone. Like, I love that. I think it's so important that you have them two like personalities, and I think it worked out, and that's exactly what I'm like. I like to plan my outfits, look cute, and that's what shows. This is an entertainment industry. Even for the boys, having them kind of like suits and coming in like outfits that are going to catch people's attention. Not everyone loves the fighting, they love everything else that comes with it. So I think all that kind of stuff's important.
Yeah, I do too. I think you're spot on. It is like the fight game's also like part entertainment and theatre and the theatre of the unexpected a lot of the time. But yeah, the walkout game I think's great. I think you need to see it more in MMA. We see it quite. There's some Mario Barrios. I don't know if you've heard of him in boxing. He's got a great walkout where he's dressed in like Aztec, kind of gear. Gervonta Davis is pretty good in boxing as well. The way he like dresses on fight week, like you mentioned, he's always kind of got like a designer that's I think it's Chrome Hearts with Javante.
Yeah, and like with boxing, like I'm a boxing fan, but I'm more bothered about like what fight outfit, what the shorts are going to look like, and what boxing shoes they've got on, and how they've customized them, and what colour gloves they're going to wear, and things like that catches your attention. And I feel like UFC are doing that a little bit now, where like the vetted kits are kind of customized to them. So like Sugar Sean's wearing pink, and then like Merab's like got his own little Georgian, like, things like that. Like, I think it's important that we get to show our personalities. Just wearing uniform all the time can get a little bit boring. Speaking of that, I've asked PFL if I can wear pink shorts this time, so I hope that gets approved.
Yeah, let's approve it. Come on, PFL.
I can even say Dakota wants to fight in pink when she's in pink on.
I was so looking forward to speaking to you today. Like, it's so good to hear another English accent. What do you, with the last one for me, what do you really want to achieve, like in the next 6, 9 months, 12 months out of, your time in PFL?
Yeah, I want to be busy. I want to have my belt back by the end of the year. So when these girls win in this tournament, whoever wins it, I want to take it off them for sure. But that's my belt. And yeah, just stay busy. I want to be fighting for the fans so that they can watch, and I'm excited to get back in and everyone to watch me again.
Awesome. Dakota, we'll have to do this again next time after you win in your next fight, and then we'll get you back on this show. I've really enjoyed speaking to you. Best of luck on fight night and for the rest of your training camp.
You too. Thank you so much.